Okie dokie. Hello everyone and welcome to the video. I'm going to show you how to create a GIF that's basically a photographic stop motion GIF. So we have a couple examples here of a gentleman running around a tree. He's also flying. We've also got this nice little kind of beach scene where you're kind of zooming in and going right into the water. And then we've got one more which is just kind of watching the highway as it goes by in a car. So basically, to create this kind of a GIF, you need obviously several photographs in a sequence. You all are art majors, so I will leave you to come up with your photographs in a sequence. It could be something straightforward, like moving forward to the beach, or it could be something more involved, like this gentleman who's jumping up and then taking these photos as he's jumped and then compiling them all. So you can do it either way. I've created a very simple example of just basically this kind of zoom effect. Excuse me. I've got several photos of me walking towards my laundry machine to get my towels out of the dryer. And then also a nice little image to kind of pop on top of it. You can see here in this one GIF, we've got this nice frame with some other cool elements. So we're going to show you how to do that. So let's go ahead and open up Photoshop. We're going to close that out. And then we're going to open up all of our files. Excuse me. Okay, so we have all of our files open now. If you click on these little double arrows over here, you can kind of see them all. What we want to do is we want to get them all into one file. There is very likely a slightly easier way to do this, but we're just going to go ahead and do it manually real fast. So I'm going to click and drag all of these onto one canvas. So we just basically get all of the different photographs as different layers. So I'm going to click on this canvas here. I'm going to hold Shift so that basically once we drag it over, it's going to be in the same place. So for example, if we just click and drag over here, it's going to pop up kind of in the middle of everything, and then you have to go and align it and whatnot. But if you click and drag while holding Shift, it's just going to pop in exactly into place. So that's what we want to do. Let's go ahead and remove that other layer. We'll close this file, and then we'll just repeat that and get all of these images in here. It's as exciting as doing the laundry itself. There we go. I thought I had another image down the hall. Yeah, we do. Okay, somehow that got left out. Oh, this is the beginning image. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and label these to make it a little bit easier. So I've got layer 1 here, and then coming up to layer 2, layer 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I believe this is 8 here, the open laundry at the end. So now I've basically got all of these different shots that are in sequential order. There we are. And so now basically I want Photoshop to go through and just play them one right after another. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to Window. I'm going to come down here to Timeline. And then once I have this timeline window, I'm going to click on Create Video Timeline. And I'm going to go to the lower left-hand corner and click on these 3 boxes. And that's going to bring out the layout that we want here. So basically, this is one frame, and it's going to play for 5 seconds. So we're going to fill up this whole bar with all kinds of different frames, basically each different photograph as it goes through. And we want it to go a little bit faster. So let's move this up to 0.2 seconds. Drag this up a little bit so I can see. There we go. Okay, so I've got that started off. I'm going to now create a new frame down here. And then I'm going to turn off this layer so that the first frame is going to show layer 1, but then the second frame is layer 1 is turned off, so you see layer 2. And then we're going to keep going in that regard. So we're going to start a new frame, and then we're going to shut off layer 2, so that frame 3 is showing layer 3, and so forth. So we have frame 4, we're going to show layer 4. Frame 5, we're going to show layer 5. And you don't have to do it exactly like this as long as these frames are accurate to what you want to be showing. So we've got frame 7 to layer 7. Oh, yeah, like that. And then one more for frame 8. So now we have all of the different photographs in different frames down here. And then if we click this play button, it's going to go through them. So you can see The marvelous journey to the laundry. I'm actually going to slow that down a tiny bit. We're going to go to other, and let's just type in 0.35, not 35 seconds. It'll be very long. Okay. So there we go. It's a slightly slower pace. So I'm going to go ahead and save it to the desktop as laundry stop motion. It's a bit of a stop motion. It's more like a location photo. Okay, there we are. And then we can zoom out to see the whole thing. So at this point, if you just want to export it as is with just the photographs and nothing extra on it, you can go up to File and then go to Export and then Save for Web Legacy. We're going to wait for a second for this to come. Oh, okay. So this is going to take a second because if you've watched the other videos, you know that these animations take a bit of a longer time to load because it's multiple images instead of one image. So sometimes they can kind of goof up the computer. The computer can choke a little bit. So I'm going to cancel out of that because making the images at this high-def photo resolution is really going to be difficult for the computer, or at least my computer. So I'm going to go up to the top to image size, and I'm going to size these down to height 900, which is more reasonable, with a resolution of 72. So now it's shrunken down, but it's at 16%, so I'm going to bring this up to 100%. There we are. Now I'm going again to File, Export, Save for Web Legacy. And you want to set this to GIF 128 dithered. We do not want transparency. Looping options, we want it to loop forever. And then we can actually see a quick preview of how it looks here. It's very exciting. So we would go ahead and save it as laundry GIF.gif. Okay. So the other thing that one of these photographs has is actually it's got this cool little frame to it, and it's got these extra little things on top of it. So I've brought in this extra decorative element of my laundry bag. Very exciting. So I'm going to cut this out real fast, super duper fast. And we're going to use this as kind of a decorative element for the frame of the laundry adventure GIF that we're creating. So there we go. I've used the polygonal lasso tool to quickly select that item. And then I'm just going to go ahead and hit copy. And then I'm going to come over to our main file here. And I'm going to go to Edit and Paste. It's going to be a bit large because we resized our photograph, but we didn't resize the laundry bag. So now we're going to go to Edit, Transform, and let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, just Edit and then Free Transform. And we're going to grab this to the side, and we're going to make this a little bit smaller. There we are. There we go. And close this laundry bag. So we're going to have this, and then actually, I'll probably regret this, but just to make it a little more fun, we're going to paste a few more. So I'm just duplicating this layer right now. And I'll just make a quick little frame of duplicating these layers. Just so we have a little bit more visual interest to the piece. So it's not just the straight photography, although if you'd like to do that, you're more than welcome to. All right, so this is my manifesto on laundry. There we go. And I'm just copying and pasting these layers. I'm actually duplicating them because it's a little faster than placing them by hand. This is better than I ever thought it could be. Here we are. Okay, there we go. And actually, we've got a lot of layers now, too. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to select most of them. And then I'm going to go up here and go to Layer, and I'm going to merge these layers. So the downside is that I won't be able to edit them anymore separately. But the upside is that my computer will be a lot more happy with me. So there we go. Now this whole frame is just one layer. And then I've got the big bag in the corner. All right, so now I have a bit of a decorative frame happening. Basically because this layer is on top, it should be showing up for all of the layers, and it is Not at the moment, I believe, because I was working on the one frame. It's actually a little bit odd. So I'm actually going to copy this layer, bring it back to the first frame here. I don't know what is going on with that. But it's important to work on the first frame so that everything is kind of echoed throughout the rest of the frames here. Whenever you add a new layer, it's going to add it to all of these frames unless you manually turn it off. So now I'm going to turn off whatever that little blip was. And so now I should go ahead and have, oh, get that frame out of there. That is a goof. Oh, yes, please delete. Okay. So now it is basically the same sequence of photos, but we've got this lovely border all around it. We might have one more photograph missing. Am I goofing up this order here? Yes, okay. So I just added in another frame and then made sure that the correct layer was visible. So now I've got the correct sequence. And then one last thing, you can just kind of noodle with this as much as you'd like. But I'm going to go back to the first frame. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go back to the first frame, and I'm actually going to bring these down a little bit so you can see the whole adventure a little bit better. There we go. So now it should be changed throughout the whole thing. So now basically we have this static frame that's going to be still for it, for the whole GIF. Very similar to this. Not quite as classy, but it gets the same effect done. So now we're going to save again. And then same thing as before, we're just going to go to Export, save for Web Legacy. We're going to make it the GIF. We're actually going to go to Preset GIF 128 Dithered, uncheck Transparency, play to make sure everything looks good, which it does. So let's go ahead and save as our laundry with frame.gif. I'll save this one more time and close it, and then we'll go to our desktop and look for laundry with frame.gif. And so there we go. So we have both options. We've got no frame and a frame. So whichever you'd like to use. Also, it doesn't have to be a frame. It can be anything static as you kind of have these images go through. You can use your creativity. So that's all for the lesson. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email. I hope this was helpful. And also, there's some attribution names coming up at the end for the art that we use as the examples. Okay, thank you very much, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.